Hey, what's up? This is Anthony DiClementi with the Health Blueprint, a simple system for losing weight fast while still enjoying your favorite foods, alcohol, and without having to exercise. Today I'm here at Mayart Beach and Bar in Puerto Morelos, and I'm getting ready to go scuba diving, but I wanted to share a quick tip with you about intermittent fasting, or as I call it in the Health Blueprint program, the simple 16-hour detox. It's not so much a diet, but more of a lifestyle. Intermittent fasting involves taking your calories for the day and consuming them in a smaller window, or feeding window as they call it. And what this does is it increases your body's ability to burn fat, it improves your body's ability to build lean muscle, and it increases your body's ability to eliminate toxins. So all three very powerful things. And just recently a study was done at Intermountain Health Institute that showed intermittent fasting for 24-hour periods was able to increase human growth hormone in women by an average of 1,300% and almost 2,000% in men. Now what human growth hormone is it's your body's major fat-burning hormone, right up there with testosterone. And by employing these intermittent fasting strategies that I'm sharing with you today, you'll be able to boost your natural HGH levels, increase your body's ability to burn fat, improve your ability to maintain lean muscle while burning fat, which is one of the biggest challenges for anybody on any calorie restriction diet, or anyone trying to lose weight for that matter. And you'll also improve your body's ability to detoxify, which is just important for mental function, energy, and feeling good. So how do you implement an intermittent fasting strategy? The simplest way is to simply skip breakfast. You make lunch your first meal of the day. You want your lunch to be more protein-based with complete protein. Some good examples of complete proteins are grass-fed beef, wild-caught seafood, free-range chicken and turkey, free-range organic eggs. Again, keep that meal light because you want to avoid triggering the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and digestion. So when you eat a huge meal, a lot of the times the reason that you get tired afterwards is because you've triggered your parasympathetic nervous system, and now your body has to use its energy and resources to break down all the food you just ate and then assimilate it so that it can be used as energy. Another big reason why many people get tired after lunch is that they include too many sugars and carbohydrates, which convert to sugar in the body with their lunch. So when you're having bread, sandwiches, things like that with lunch, or foods that are typically high in sugars, this can also cause that after lunch crash that sends you running for Starbucks so that you can finish off the workday. Your dinner will be your largest meal of the day. So you're backloading your calories, which kind of goes contrary to a lot of the industry dogma, but you don't have to worry about gaining weight if you eat a lot of your calories for dinner. The reason we gain weight is typically because we're eating the wrong foods. For most people, that's a lot of sugars, high fructose corn syrup, processed foods, refined carbohydrates, GMO foods like corn and soy-based products, canola oil, things like that. So they're eating the wrong foods and they're eating too much of these foods. It doesn't really matter if you have your calories later in the day, as long as your total calories for the day are within what I call your fat burning window of 10 to 12 calories per pound of lean body mass. So basically what you would weigh if you didn't have a lot of fat on you. And I talk about that more in the full Health Blueprint program and the 16-hour detox, the simple 16-hour detox, which I'm sharing a piece of with you now. For people kind of making the transition, how do you start intermittent fasting? If it seems like a big jump for you to only eat lunch and dinner, say you have lunch at noon like most people, and then you'd have your dinner around 8 p.m. That's having all of your meals for the day in just an 8-hour window. And that's probably the most sustainable and popular form of intermittent fasting. But how do you get there if you're used to eating pretty much from when you wake up until, close to when you go to bed? The easiest way that I recommend is you start with just splitting your 24-hour day into two 12-hour windows. So you have a 12-hour fasting window and you have a 12-hour feeding window. You start out and you have all of your meals within that 12-hour window. Give yourself a week or two as you feel comfortable, then shorten your feeding window to 10 hours. And then gradually, as you feel more comfortable with that, shorten it again to 8 hours. And then stick with that for a while and see how you feel. So you're eating all of your meals in an 8-hour window, say between noon and 8 p.m. for most people that work a 9-to-5 job. And then for the other 16 hours, you're fasting So you're having only water, filtered water ideally, black coffee, fresh brewed tea, green teas, black teas, yerba mate, herbal teas, things like that. And that's about it. So you're just staying hydrated. And the reason that I mentioned organic coffee too, just a quick side tangent, is that coffee is one of the most contaminated, heavily sprayed crops. So there's a lot of pesticides and herbicides and things like that on coffee. So you want to try to get organic whenever possible. Just a side note there for you. So during your fasting window, no calories, no artificial sweeteners or anything like that. So stay away from the 0-calorie drinks, the diet sodas. That does not count. You want to stick with black coffee, teas, and lots of filtered water. Most days now, I have all of my meals within a 1 to 6 hour feeding window. I usually shoot for a full 24-hour fast, 3 to 5 times a week whenever possible. If I get hungry and I can't do it, it's not a big deal. I'll extend that feeding window to 4 or 6 hours. If I'm feeling good, I'll go a full 24 and I'll try to reap some of those human growth hormone boosting benefits that I mentioned earlier. I also want to mention that a lot of the information I'm sharing with you today was kind of pioneered by a great guy, Ori Hofmeckler, who wrote a book called The Warrior Diet, which kind of focuses on this concept of 1 meal a day. That's also been supported and used by a lot of fitness models. Greg Plitt, the #1 male fitness model in the world, is a big advocate of the 1 meal a day approach, and he uses it most of the time himself, and he's been on more magazine covers than anybody else. So if getting lean, losing body fat fast, maintaining lean muscle without needing to cut your calories is something that's important to you, I definitely recommend you check out intermittent fasting. It's again, more of a lifestyle approach. For most people, they actually find it easier for them to eat a little bit less. It's easier for them to focus on healthy foods because it improves your body's ability to convert the food you eat into energy. Your blood sugar and your insulin sensitivity improves. Your blood sugar levels are more stable. And a lot of those fluctuations are what cause cravings that make it difficult to stick to eating healthy foods and a diet that supports body fat, the loss of body fat, losing weight. So hopefully you enjoyed some of these tips today. I got to get in the water here in a minute and go see what's going on below the surface. I hope you found some of this helpful. If you want more information, if you've enjoyed this and you want more tips, tricks, and techniques like this to help you lose body fat fast while still enjoying your favorite foods, alcohol, and without having to work out, although if you work out, it will enhance your results, head over to www.thehealthblueprint.com, sign up for our newsletter, and check out the program. Everything you need is right here. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go have a good time with these guys over at Mayart Beach and Resort in Puerto Morales, Mexico. Signing off, I'm Anthony DiClementi. Take care.